Hi, my name is Matt Lawhorn. Been with Atlas for going on 8 years. I'm the director of brand experience. Recently, I had the opportunity to visit Moshi, Africa with some of my coworkers, some travelers that went with us, and some other people from an organization that we'll talk about here in a little bit. But I think it was pre-COVID, and Steve Ryan had went over there, I think with his father-in-law, and he had originally met somebody from Mosaic at a meeting, and kind of got to know about what they did and the needs and kind of the struggles that they were having over there. But I feel like he was moved to the point where he's like, I really want to get some of our Atlas nurses and our internal people back over there just to experience this, because there was just a lot of need. We spent roughly around 11 days over there. The first part of our trip, we spent in Moshi, met with the church and their contacts, and met with Mosaic and all their contacts, and had a chance to get to each one of these schools individually, and kind of really see firsthand what they dealt with every day. These little schools have opened all over Moshi, and again, you have to have several of them just because of location, and a lot of them don't have transportation, so they have to be close enough to where they can either carry their child or get them there on a some sort of buggy, or and it was just very eye-opening. And the folks that are there that work for these places are doing it for very little. I can tell you firsthand, we had a couple NICU nurses with us, and the people that were drawn to these nurses while we were there had so many questions, whether it was at dinner or it was at, we were, on the bus somewhere. They might pull them aside and say, I have questions about my kids. Can you help me? Because they don't have that. And when a lot of these kids kind of age out of the smaller age groups, they're trying to teach these kids like actual valuable skills, like taking care of, like raising chickens and how to produce and sell eggs, how to grow a garden. When they're looking for donations and they're looking for help, those are things that we can do to possibly help them. Like, let's grow this area and let's give them more area to, raise these livestock in. And Steve helped them out because they needed a way to get back and forth to a lot of these places. And so Atlas was able to purchase a van for them. A lot of these schools we went to were also attached to the public schools. So a lot of those public school kids we had the chance to interact with as well. And they're smart kids, and they're, very intelligent. Some of them speak, really good English. And it was fascinating to spend time with them, because if you went into these schools, there was one light bulb. That was it. My takeaway from this is these kids and a lot of these people that live there, they're just happy, right? They are happy with life. And you hear Hakuna Matata, like that is truly how they live. The parade is kind of a way for the school and to, BCC to show the public that there's nothing wrong with these children. And unfortunately over there is a lot of judgment, and a lot of these kids that do have struggles that are somehow handicapped are kind of looked down upon. And so I almost feel like that's where we were in the United States 100 years ago. The last part of our trip, we had a chance to go on safari, which was absolutely amazing. If you've never been, that was the Serengeti did not disappoint. And then the last day, when we got back from safari, we actually took the kids and hiked a small trail up to Kilimanjaro, and there's some really beautiful pictures of the waterfalls. And we took them up there, and it was a 3-mile hike. So it was significant. Some of these kids really, there are some difficulties trying to walk, but man, they stuck it out, and they hiked up through this and mud and nasty to one of the most beautiful waterfalls I think any of us have ever seen. So it was a terrific way to cap off our our trip, and you know, I don't think I would have changed anything. One of the sayings that they say is Asante Sana, and it's thank you. So thank you for, you know, the time and letting me kind of explain this. Hopefully we can show you some of these cool pictures, and it'll give you kind of an idea of these kids that, you know, we had a chance to help and reach out to. And thank you so much to Atlas and everybody that made this possible.